Are your fangs not as tight as you'd like them to be? Perhaps you've had them for a while and your teeth have shifted. Or maybe you bit down a little too hard and caused a fracture. Well, don't fret, the Kaos can help. Every pair of Kaos Kustom Fangs comes with its own tightening kit. That way you can fix just about any small occurrence to get that perfect fit.
Well, why the white powder?
The kit is a small sampling of dental acrylic liquid and powder so that it can bond with the interior of the fang. Let's get started. First off, you'll need to unpack your kit. It'll look something like this. Collect your tools. You can use a toothpick, metal paper clip, glass eyedropper, sharp knife, or ice pick.
Kill it, Mommy. Kill it.
We're going to use the paper clip, and you'll need something to mix it in, like a small glass or a paper cup. How loose are your fangs? Well, try a tongue test.
This is a veteran boss do.
Well, let's tighten them up. Normally, you agents of chaos at home will do both sides at the same time, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to break it down and do one side at a time so that you can learn the process. The ratio is 3 parts powder to 1 part liquid. Now, you're going to add the amount of powder according to how loose your fangs are. These fangs are pretty loose, so we're going to add a fair amount of powder in here. Make sure to recap the vial once you're done so the remainder doesn't spill. Now, using your mixing tool of choice, you're going to slowly add the liquid into the glass, and where you're going to want to add 1/3 of the amount of powder that's in there right now. It's okay if you don't get it exact. Make sure to recap that as well. Then mix it up. Now, if it's too liquidy, you're going to want to add more powder, and if it's too clumpy, add more liquid. You're going to want to get it nice and goopy. This is a little too liquidy, so I'm going to add a bit more powder to it. Now you're going to want to get that nice and goopy. Once you got that good goopy consistency to it, like that, add it to the inside of the fang, just like so. Push the fang all the way to the gum line and hold it in place for 30 seconds. Using your mixing tool, scrape away any excess that spills out. Remove the fang for 10 seconds, and then place it back on for another 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, remove again briefly and place it back until it fully dries. We do this so that it doesn't bond to the tooth or become airlocked in place. How does that feel?
Nice enough to slide into the flesh of my next victim.
Well then, let's repeat the process on the other side. Remember, you want to use 3 parts powder to 1 part liquid. So, you're going to base the amount of powder off how loose your fangs are. Since these fangs are pretty loose, we're going to use a fair amount of powder. Remember to recap the vial afterwards so that you don't spill the remaining powder. Then, add liquid as needed, about 1/3 of the amount of powder you have in there. And recap. Then use your tool of choice to mix that up. And you want to get that to a thick white creamy paste. Once it's nice and gooey there, you're going to add that to the inside of the fang, like so. Insert the fangs and hold them in place for 30 seconds. Press them all the way to the gum line and clean up any excess that spills over. Once the fangs have been in place for 30 seconds, remove them and leave them out for 10 seconds. Then place them back in your mouth and let them stay there until they're fully hardened. Once this process is done, you can use a nail file and buffer to bring them back to a nice fine polish.
Now I've got my thing on.
Yes.
Remember to read your tightening kit instructions. If you have any troubles, shoot us off an email.
Bang on!
Hold on. Sorry.
I'm glad I got that on camera.